Ladies and gentlemen, we got more bad news in regards to next-gen consoles, as well as GTA 6. The PS6 and the next Xbox may not release until 2028 due to Grand Theft Auto 6 delay, an expert says. It is understood that Sony and Microsoft are working on new console platforms, the PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox, but when might that be released? According to Piers Harding Rolls, the research director for games at Ampere Analysis, these new consoles could launch later than expected due to Grand Theft Auto 6 delay. This could happen, but it's not what Ampere expects. Which, by the way, I think, shout out to Looney for Junie with the sub. I'm gonna just and shout out to Black Math Nerd with the gifted subs. I appreciate you. Let that shit play.
Gifted sub. I'll gift Jean Grey's throat something in front of Cyclops' punk ass.
Shout out to Black Math Nerd. I'm gonna go ahead and say, so the rumor is, well, not the rumor, PlayStation and Xbox said they're shooting for 2027, 2028. I think best case scenario for next gen is actually 2027 for them, because the longer that PlayStation and Xbox wait to release their console, I wouldn't have this opinion if this news about the Steam machine didn't break today. But because we have a fourth console entering the arena for the console wars, I now have to say, the longer they wait to release that PlayStation 6 and that Xbox, the more time it gives Steam to eat into the marketplace, because people have a limited amount of money. So now we're talking about potentially there being 2 years between the Steam machine and the PS6. Valve could eat into that marketplace. I could see a world where there are console gamers that were interested in Steam, but they didn't want to build a PC. They see this new hybrid thing that Steam releases. Between 26 and 27, they buy it because it's priced competitively. And they say, you know what? I'm enjoying these 4K 60 FPS visuals. I'm enjoying these Steam sales every fucking quarter. Summer, fall, spring, winter, there is a Steam sale. I'm enjoying them every quarter, getting these AAA games for $5, $10. I'm enjoying this free online, unlike Xbox, PlayStation, and fucking Nintendo. God, why does Nintendo charge? I'm enjoying this new controller. They might enjoy that experience, and by the time 2028 comes, they might say, you know, Grand Theft Auto's coming to PC. And I already have this Steam machine. Why the fuck would I buy a PS6? I'm not saying that's what would happen. I'm just saying I could see that happening for some people. Because what did I tell y'all about 10 minutes ago? PC gaming is like dealing with black people. Once you go black, you never go back. Once you get into PC gaming, it's hard to go back to PC. Once you get used to not paying for online, especially in this economy, where that orange nigga is ruining everything and we all got to tighten our belts because everything is expensive, you don't think there's not people out there saying, whoa, not only can I enjoy my games, but now I don't have to pay fucking $50, $60, $70, $80 a year to get online? That's one less thing. I can say something. That's food in my mouth. That's food for my kids. 50-year mortgages and 30-year fucking car loans, this clown. I could see a world where some people are like, you know, I've always been a PlayStation dude. I've always been an Xbox dude, but this Steam machine is alright. It's fucking alright. So believe it or not, I could see this eating into their marketplace, but that's beside the point. I went on a whole different type of tangent, man. I guarantee all the year 1 and 2 PS games are coming to the PS5 too. Probably. He told GameIndustry.biz that the delay for GTA 6 will have a significant impact on console sales dynamics in 2026. This is because with GTA 6 now coming in November of 2026, which I don't believe, instead of May 2026, console sales will be even more backloaded. How does the GTA 6 delay impact the next generation of console releases? Harding Rolls says his company is modeling the new systems to launch in late 2027, but that could change if the platform holders want to squeeze more juice out of the GTA 6. Might the console companies be tempted to get more from the current console generations by riding the GTA 6 wave and waiting until 2028? The fact that games are now cross-gen makes less of a factor, perhaps, but such is the size of the GTA franchise, the launch timing will get all areas of the game's business thinking about their product strategies. Here's another thing too, right? PlayStation 6 gets announced. I don't know. Costs $700, and let's say the new Steam machine costs $600. and the Steam machine looks better, or they look identical, why would you buy it on the PlayStation 6? Like, I can see this. This is why I said this. Whether you're interested in this Steam machine announcement or not, this is a great announcement. This is more competition. And Sony is the #1 suspect to get lazy when they get successful. Now they got to work for a fucking dollar. It's great. Yo, shout out to Beats by Astro with the sub. Appreciate it. Harding Rolls went on to say that GTA 6 is going to be such an important driver for hardware sales, and not just when the game comes out, but for multiple years to follow. Sony and Microsoft will have wanted a much earlier release in late 2026 so they could generate momentum early in the cycle, he said. One of the reasons that GTA 5 sold so well was because the game launched later in the PS3 and Xbox 360 life cycles, coming multiple years after those consoles arrived. This meant that the install base of those machines was big at the time, and then Rockstar re-released it, obviously, remaster. The only thing console has is physical games for people that really care about it. But the thing is, their data came out about that in the last year. 80% of gamers are buying digital now, so most people don't care about that. That's not a factor for most people. So I don't think that the Steam machine being digital only will be like an issue. And also, to be fair, although you only digitally own games on Steam, and I could be wrong, but off the top of my head, I don't know any story where Steam has done anything anti-consumer where they're ripping games off your hard drive and shit. I'm not gonna lie. That lack of preservation is coming from the Ubisoft launcher. It's coming from the PlayStation Store. It was actually consoles, funny enough. It was consoles that were pulling games and movies off of people's hard drive, saying you don't own it, we own it. I've never seen Steam do that, so I wouldn't be too much worried about that. And then also, yeah, with the Steam machine, because it's going to be a full-blown PC, keep in mind, you don't have to just use Steam. You can use the Microsoft Store. You can use GOG. You can use Epic's Games Launcher. That's going to be another benefit from it. So you can now look and see where's the best sell for a game and then download it there. Just some food for thought. But yeah, I agree with this. I think PS6 is going to move a lot of hardware. But I don't know if they want to wait till 2028 because I think you're giving room for Steam to eat into your marketplace. Yo, shout out to Mr. Flex a lot with the sub. Appreciate it. And people love Steam. It's got a cult-like following. I know GOG lets you keep the games you buy and download. Yeah, you actually 100% own them if you buy it off of GOG. The problem with GOG is they don't have everything. But yeah, they're DRM free games, so you get to actually download it to your hard drive, and then you can back it up in the cloud if you wanted to or something like that. Yeah, so don't expect it. That's what the experts are saying. Don't expect it until 2028. The question is, do y'all care? Do we care that these next-gen consoles won't come out till 2028? And by the way, this question that I'm presenting is for people who own current-gen hardware, meaning a high-end PC, a PlayStation 5, a PlayStation 5 Pro, or an Xbox Series. PS4 niggas, we don't want to hear your thoughts. We know you don't care about whether or not the PS6 come out in 2028 because you're not going to buy it anyway. Fuck up. It said, I don't mind. Fuck no, I just bought my PS5. Okay, I don't care. I'm still playing games from 2022. Real shit. Welcome to the life. Put Windows on the Steam machine, confirm. Yeah. Now my 360 Ti can still run everything. Facts. Man, I feel like this current gen still has some juice. It does. That's actually a perfect segue into this article that I have for you guys. Hotman said, I feel like this current gen still has some juice. Well, according to this article, the PS5 is only in the middle of its journey, Sony reveals. And depending on how you feel, you might feel. Or you might feel. Let's see what they're talking about. 5 years after its 2020 launch, the PS5 is only halfway through its lifespan, according to comments made by Sony's CFO. The PS5 has been growing its install base, Tao said. Our view is that compared to the conventional console life cycles and looking at the PS4 life cycle, it seems to be getting longer and longer, especially the PS4, which was launched in 2013 and has been over a decade since. There are many active users still enjoying the console, and they're enjoying other consoles. This means Sony may try to avoid rushing out the PS6 too early so it doesn't wind up in a similar situation with its user base spread out across multiple consoles. From that perspective, we believe that the PS5 is only in the middle of its journey, Tao continued. We are really planning to expand it even further. As for the year-end sales season and thinking about the customer lifetime value and also thinking about the profitability, of course, we want to promote so that we can expand the install base. Translation. I think it started with the Xbox 360 and PS3. Because for those who were like super young and didn't grow up in the earlier days of gaming, consoles used to last 5 years hard stop. After 5 years, they put out a new console and everybody just knew to buy that shit. But with the Xbox 360 and the PS3, it ushered in this era of being able to download content. That was the first DLC era. And it extended the life of a lot of games and a lot of hardware. And the Xbox 360 went on to live like 7-8 years. And then came the PS4 and the Xbox One era. And obviously that shit is a teenager. It's about to have its bar mitzvah. We need to get it a yarmulke. Put it on top of that joint. That joint going like 13 years longer and longer. I think DLC and the online aspect of gaming was naturally going to make consoles last longer. But I still think going on 13 years is too fucking long. Because then it creates this issue of technology not progressing. You have people complaining they don't see a difference in the technology, and that's because we're not allowing technology to flourish. And that can only happen through competition. So you have to let this old hardware go. This is something I've been preaching. It's also a well-known fact on a more extreme scale, but like one of the most known things in society is the quickest way to progress technology is through war. Because through war comes innovation, which is competition. This is that on a smaller scale, the console wars. But because we're letting these consoles live so long, we're enjoying an era of peace and no console war. That means the innovation stops. And I think the prolonging of the lives of these consoles, some people want to argue finance. I think it's just a new era of gamers. Gaming has gone mainstream. Now I think there are far more casuals than there are hardcore. I feel like it used to be hard to find a casual gamer back in the day. Because back in the day, when I was a kid, if you said you were a gamer, that meant you played FIFA and Mario. Nowadays, when you say you're a gamer, that means something completely different. And I think that started with COVID. When a lot of people got locked in the house during lockdown, a lot of people bought PS4s. That was their very first console. And it ushered in this new era of gamer who swears that Spider-Man 2 is better than Baldur's Gate 3. And there's good for that because it's healthy for the industry. It generates more revenue. But then it's bad because then you also have this ultra casual audience that are loud as fuck. And they don't realize, because I don't think there's any malice behind it, to be 100% fair. They just don't know any better. We cannot progress as a society if we continue to hold things on. All good things must come to an end. So we got to find that balance. And I actually think the sweet spot is what happened with the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Okay, we're not on a 5-year cycle anymore. But what about 7 or 8? That's cool. When the new console comes out, the old ones will still be supported for like 2 to 3 years. But 5, 6, 7, 8 years, grow the fuck up, nigga. God damn. I feel like the blueprint was right there. Guys, the fucking PS4. I know you niggas is tired of me hearing me say this. 6, 7, shut the fuck up. I know y'all are hearing me, tired of me saying this. But the PS4 is due for a bar mitzvah. And if we keep letting it go longer, not only will that nigga need a yarmulke on the top of the PS4, it's gonna have a quinceañera at 16 in a few years. And if we keep letting it go longer, it's gonna be legal to drink. It's gonna be legal. Your PS4 is gonna be able to drink a Modelo. Like, what are we talking? Your PS4 is gonna be old enough to drive. What are we talking about, man? And that's all I ever preached about against PS4 niggas. Can we let society progress? God damn. Niggas complain about a lack of progression, but then refuse to support the progression. And ladies and gentlemen, that is why we are in the current state of the United States of America. On a more serious note, just some food for thought. Niggas say they want progress till it's time to get that progress. Then it becomes, oh wait, well, I want progress, but them niggas can't have it. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't fucking hear me though. Let's just make sure the PS4 is not old enough to drink a Modelo. Please. Fucking please. People don't know how to let shit go. Quinceanera, isn't that 15? Is it 15? I thought it was 16. My bad. Is it 15? Either way, that's worse. If it's 15, that's worse. We are 2 years away from the PS4 quinceañera. And you know what? I swear to God, if we get to the quinceañera, I will be on the street. We gonna have a party. Be like, ladies and gentlemen, what the PS4 birthday? What the PS4 birthday? Let's see, PS4 release date. November 15th. On November 15th, 2 years from now. So on November 15th, 2027, if you niggas is still talking about that fucking PS4, we're throwing a party. We're gonna get Modelo's on the stream. We're gonna get Fiesta lights and shit like that. We're gonna have a mariachi band, and we're gonna do a PS4 quinceañera. I'm gonna get my PS4 out the closet. I'm gonna dress it up in a nice little dress. We're gonna put some lipstick on it and shit like that. Cause you niggas won't grow up, bro. You won't fucking grow up. Yeah, and we gonna play I Will Fuck Down No Trump. Oh, I love my freedom. It's funny, ain't it? It's fucking funny when you put it in that, like, damn, that shit really about to have a fucking bar mitzvah. Goddamn. So first we gonna get the yarmulke for the PS4. And we gonna get the quinceañera. Y'all not hearing me though. Y'all not fucking hearing me. In other news, new Ratchet and Clank game was announced for mobile. This is random as fuck. Sony wasn't lying when they said live service games is their focus, but I have to ask, at what cost? I hope this I haven't seen the trailer. I hope it looks good. I'm a Ratchet and Clank fan. Ratchet and Clank Ranger Rumble revealed as a fast-paced multiplayer platform arena shooter from OBB. All right, let's see. Ranger Rumble. First of all, who are these people? Are these like the cousins of Ratchet? Who are these people? What is this, like Overwatch? It's not Overwatch, it's Over Ratchet. Yeah, it's a mobile game, Kimani. Wall running confirmed. I will say for a mobile game, it does look good, like visually. It does look good. Yo, shout out to Lucci Club Studios with the super chat. He said, please do that special PS4 stream. I might. A matter of fact, I got a PS4 and a PS4 Pro, and they somewhere in my closet. I would have to pull them out. We could get the hats out. It's a ball and a gun. It is a ball and a gun in this joint. I mean, it looks okay. Hey, bring it to Steam, bro. I don't want to play this shit on my fucking phone. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't try it. I'd download it and try it, as long as it's free. But I'd put this in the bracket. I'm not gonna go as far as to say it looks like ass, because I feel like that's disingenuous. But I will say I'm gonna put this in the bracket of who the fuck asked for this game. Like, just make another Ratchet and Clank game. And why the Ratchet and Clank property? It kind of feels like the developers were making a game and they're under the Sony umbrella, and Sony was like, it's going to be hard to sell because nobody knows this IP, but what happens if we put Ratchet and Clank on it? Like, they just kind of last minute put the characters in the fucking game. It feels like a cash grab almost, which we know it's going to be. This game, I also predict this is going to have mad microtransactions because it's live service on mobile. Mobile game scam. Mobile game scam. Capitalism asked for it. Greed. I don't mind it. It looks like a fun spinoff as long as it's free. You can sign up for it right now. You can pre-register if you want. So I'm dropping the link in the chat if you're interested. Could be something fun to play while you're at work, not doing your job, because I know y'all niggas not. Y'all watching my stream. What's wrong, pepperoni pizza? What's wrong? Oh, new Mario trailer drop. Let me go to YouTube. That's the other big news. The new Super Mario movie sequel. The trailer for it dropped. Super Mario Galaxy is called. Haven't watched it yet, so let's check it out. Minish Cap Mafia, come to the front. Get your Minish Caps out, or no, in this case, get your Cappy out or your wings. Like, you know what I hate about Nintendo? Nintendo loves to act like Super Mario Sunshine just does not exist. If they wanted to stick to the modern Mario as like a blueprint, why not do the Super Mario movie and then call Super Mario the second one Super Mario Sunshine and then go Galaxy? These niggas love to act like the best yeah, I said it, nigga. The best Mario game, Super Mario Sunshine, doesn't exist. We was flipping, we was dipping, we was, or at least Metroid, especially because we go into space. That would be fire. That'd be fucking fire. It looks good. Like the audio, not the audio, but the visual quality is the same as the last movie. I'm sure the story is gonna be good. I have no doubt in my mind this is gonna be good. I will say though, when this movie comes out, we will be keeping an eye on the reviews. Let's not forget the reviewers shat on this movie, and then the movie came out and everybody loved it. Like gaming fans, we love this movie. What the fuck were they talking about? We don't trust the fucking reviews, whether they say it's good or it's bad. Just pull up and watch that shit. We need a black princess, but those Nintendo dorks would have had a stroke. Well, no. To be fair, nah. I think if Nintendo introduced a black princess, I don't think Nintendo dorks would get mad about that shit. Nintendo gamers, they stink and they're a little weird, but I don't think that's as big of a problem. And I feel like a lot of the racism, sexism, misogyny type shit, that's more Xbox, PlayStation. I think Daisy's black. Daisy's not black. She's brown, but she's not black. Daisy like Latino or like Indian or some shit like that. The grifters would have a field day, but those aren't Nintendo fans. Nintendo fans, they wouldn't give a fuck. I don't think. When are we getting Mario versus Sonic? That would be fire. They both got movies out. That is a possibility, you know. We could see a world like that. They should have did Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy. By that time, the fourth Sonic movie would have came out, and then on that last one for the big hurrah, Mario versus Sonic, or like, or instead of Mario versus Sonic, they could do a Super Smash Bros. Movie where Sonic is in it as well. That would be fire. That'd be fucking fire, bro. Just joined the stream about 12 minutes ago. Just wanted to say, as a console only gamer, I'm kind of sold on the idea of the PC hybrid. This is ideal to get me into PC gaming. See, somebody in the chat said it right there. I'm telling you, there's a market for it. Easy layup. Wait, the water squirter Mario game? Yeah, Super Mario Sunshine, where he was squirting the water. Y'all niggas is not culture, bro. Look at y'all trying to make it into something weird. That nigga saved the earth, and you say he a squirter. Y'all niggas weird. That's all you thought about. Update for Arc Raiders. If you're a big fan of it, it just got better. Arc Raiders adds duo queues today in an update. Right now, I mean, in the past week or two, you were only able to play solo, and then 3-man teams. You can now play in duos. No reason reading the article, kind of self-explanatory. Update your game. The game got better. Just so you're aware of it. Good. That's a W. That's a W for Arc Raiders. And then last but not least, Xbox barely got any games, but they do got a new backbone. For those unaware, the backbone is a controller you can connect to your phone. You can use it to play mobile games as well as stream games from Steam, Xbox, or PlayStation. There's now a new Master Chief themed one that has Hall effect triggers. I'm not gonna lie, I actually have one of these. These are nice. If I get that Steam machine, I probably won't be streaming anymore. But if you don't mind streaming your games from your PC or your PlayStation, that's what I used it for. I have the PlayStation themed one. I have the PlayStation themed one. I stream my PlayStation and my PC games on it to my phone. The only problem with it is it's a nice looking controller, but shit costs $180. No, thank you. No, thank you. My daughter got one and she likes it. Yeah, if you have good internet, do not underestimate streaming games. Like if you want to play games on the couch or in the bed, that's what I'll do sometimes. I'll just beam my Steam OS to my phone and use the backbone controller. It's a great experience. I got mine when it was on sale. Yeah, I got mine when it was on sale for $50. I wish I would have got it like a year ago though. It was on sale at Costco for $30 like during the holidays last Christmas. I wish I would have got it. But yeah, if you're interested in streaming games, wait for a sale. The backbone is not bad. Don't hate on that shit. I wouldn't pay $180 for this shit. Can I play my career? Yeah, you can. Yeah. If you have good internet, I have next to no latency. But I wouldn't play online games for that because there is small latency. It's more for like single player games. What else do I got? That's all I got. So we're gonna go to the sub box. Yeah, you can use it for emulators too. You can use it for emulators. 180 for a controller. Crazy, right? We're living in crazy times. But hey, listen, you know why companies come out and try to charge $180 for controllers that have old technology in it? Do you know why they do that? I know y'all don't want to hear this, but it's y'all fault. When things creep up in price, instead of putting your foot down and saying, I'm not buying it, niggas bought it. And it just continues to get worse. Remember, corporations have to adhere to what you want. It's their job to sell something to you. So if they raise a price on something or they announce something that you don't like and you still support it, you have to understand, to these suits, the only thing that matters is they generated a sale. Y'all can sit up here and be upset about what I say on this stream, but one thing about me is I stick to my guns. I said I am not buying a Switch 2 until that From Software game comes out in 2026 on the Switch, and it better get good reviews. Did I buy a Switch 2? I stick to my... I practice what I preach. I don't just be buying shit to be buying it, bro. I'm not gonna sit there and collect dust on this shit. What the fuck is this shit? Y'all still buying VC, but mad at 2K? Got 20 builds. 20 builds. Hey, I can proudly say I only got one, Dooms. I only got one. And this is the most I played 2K in a while, too. That's the crazy part. Marvel Comics behind. It's a beat 'em up. I don't need to see the behind the scenes. Niggas on Game Pass just to play Call of Duty with a price increase. Shit, that made me turn that shit off. Matter of fact, Game Pass is another example. I said I'm not paying $30 a month to play Call of Duty. I canceled that shit. Bye. Some of you, man, it's not that bad. No, I'm not paying $30 a month to rent Call of Duty. TBH, they only increase the price if you cancel it and then rejoin. Okay, well, what happens when I fall on bad financial times and I need to let go of it for a month or two? When I come back, that shit gonna be $30. It's the principle of the matter. You tried to fuck me, nigga. No. Arknight's Infield Official Advanced Expand gameplay. What is this? Yeah, I talked about the Steam Machine already. Where the Wind Meets review. This y'all was hyping this shit. What they saying about this? Farver, 8 minutes of first look gameplay. It's fuck Game Pass too. Vote with your wallet. Vote with your wallet. Doesn't seem like there's really any interesting trailers. That Steam Machine news saved the day, boy. Spin Rhythm DLC pack. Records of Ragnarok. Official introduction to Arc Raiders trailer. I heard they added a new map to Arc Raiders. What's funny, after all the canceled subscriptions, they added about 30 games in a week. Nigga, we don't care. We don't care. They failed to realize that Call of Duty was saving Game Pass for me. I was like, I'm good off that shit. Let's look at this shit. I do not want to play 20 different versions of a bootleg Belantro. Yeah, I'm getting on Ghost today.
Years, the one in the sarcophagus has gradually faded from people's memory.
The sarcophagus, what?
Those legends. I was hoping that before your memory recovers, you would learn about this world through experience rather than...
That's a bar. That's a bar. He says nothing worse than grown men hating gay people but letting corporations put the tip in. He said y'all hypocrites. His words, not mine. His words, not mine. That's crazy. That's real. That's real. Though. Like your shit ain't making no sense, bro. How far am I into Yote? About 100,000 hours in. Man, what the fuck am I looking at? It's a no for me. Mobile fans been hyping this up. I won't be. What they talking about with this shit?
Meat is an ambitious exercise in maximum.
This is another game y'all was hyping up.
The World is a vibrant wuxia love letter filled with over-the-top characters who can practically fly through the air, grand odes to the beauty of the natural world, and the dark political sorcery that threatens all of that on a daily basis.
Then we'll do it this way. Yeah, I see. That's a good idea.
Combat is a steady, enjoyable ebb and flow that is full of style and substance, but at a slower pace than you might think from just watching it. The collage of the stories it tells, both being main saga...
The combat looks interesting.
...side fables, are a turbulent gust of ups and downs both thematically and in quality. But unfortunately, the journey
Translation: the story
by
sucks.
the steep cliffs of jarring late-game progression pacing and
The future of gaming right
with
there.
dizzying amounts of micromanagement that turns the very idea of interacting with its RPG systems into stone.
He said too much micromanaging. I'm losing interest.
The fictional version of 10th century China where winds meet is set in a politically broken place, where powerful clans fight to divvy up the region, both with open warfare and subterfuge. It's the perfect backdrop for you, an orphan raised by a working-class winemaker that's just itching to leave the humble life behind in search of adventure and purpose. The tale that sends you to lavish palaces, haunted caves, and dank dungeons is run-of-the-mill, with a handful of memorable moments that would be moving, but they are often undone by some pretty awful English localization that makes exchanges between characters dense with redundant sentences and turns of phrase that don't really make any sense.
I haven't seen the Splinter Cell show.
It's also plagued by weird technical issues, like voice lines running over one another, subtitles not matching the words coming from characters' mouths, or voices going missing entirely.
Uncle Gong said he's bringing me a new storybook.
Can you wait for me just a little? I need to go inside and check something.
With some diversions into side quests and minigame dabbling, the main campaign's 2 chapters took me roughly 30 to 40 hours to complete. And while they each button up their own isolated stories well, it leaves the journey of your wanderer
7 out of 10. I don't know why that's fucking funny, bro. 7 out of 10.
cliffhanger.
Come on, let's go!
The various side stories have the same uneven quality. On the whole, the best of them are better.
Yeah, I've heard too many negatives already.
Campaign.
And we're only 2 minutes into a 12-minute trailer or review.
Should father be home by now?
Another starts with me sneaking a nobleman out of his mansion because he doesn't want to commit to an arranged marriage. There's a spontaneity to these stories that you don't really see in RPGs like this, but they are also sullied with way
What kind of weapon is that?
more of the technical blemishes.
This is an RPG or MMO? Both,
True to
I
its
think.
inspiration, the combat in Where Winds Meet is flashy and energetic. Each of the 7 weapons feels distinct and dangerous, and some have different styles to discover that change the patterns of your attacks, as well as the weapon skills you can unleash on your enemies. You can equip 2 at a time, but I spent almost all of my playthrough as a tank, with a spear and a glaive that would buff each other when I used specific abilities in certain combinations.
Oh, that's cool. Like fighting with other people and got raids.
So
Okay.
that's partially
a Lubu
because
raid.
it's often a real pain in the ass to find alternatives worth using.
And he said all the weapons suck but one?
Management makes Where Winds Meet feel much more like an MMO than an action game. It's faster paced than the genre might typically be known for, but this combat doesn't share any of the sensibilities of a Ninja Gaiden or Devil May Cry. There's no bouncing enemies or air juggles, nary an air combo or wall splat, just a lot of stun meter management and weaving attacks and abilities into a specific sequence.
Would y'all play an Assassin's Creed set in the Jim Crow era? Most people would. We talked about that like 3 weeks ago when the news came out already.
The tank was right at home.
Also, that question you asked before, I ignored it, Mike. That shit was really fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even. Just for the sake of I'm trying to show the YouTube chat some grace, I didn't even read that shit out loud. Like
To
that
me,
was
as a lapsed MMO guy,
crazy
managing
question,
when
dude.
to defend and when to go all out felt almost identical to a Dark Knight in Final Fantasy XIV, except with an active block, parry, and dodge. These tools do
He said it's
help break
always
up the
us.
sort of autopilot syndrome of many MMO battles, especially the parry, which becomes so important that there is even an auto parry system you can toggle on and off that gives you regenerating resources called insight points to spend as get out of jail free cards when an incoming attack is about to land. This was a great system for me to play around with early on, and I still appreciate it as a clever way to blunt some of the difficulty spikes for people who need it. The MMO but rowdier combat shined the most against groups of regular enemies. I still get to apply my beat-em-up flowchart of finding and eliminating the scariest enemies.
Shout out to Season Phil with the sub.
All the other lower
I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't get it. I don't get why so many people have asked me if I'm gonna play this or not. I don't get it. Like this game just looks really like B C tier. I'm not. This is the type of game. If it was like a weak year for gaming, I'd try it. But like, it's so many great games out. I don't see what's supposed to entice me about this. Like, it just all just looks okay. Yeah.
to your henchmen, but keeping my attack loop going and buffs topped off while doing so added an extra layer of
I think because it's free. I underestimate that. I be forgetting a lot of y'all refuse to buy games. I keep forgetting the average gamer only buys 1 to 2 games a year. So to a lot of people, when a free game comes out, that's game of the year because
low
whatever
state
reason.
I don't usually get from games like this. Of course, these enemies aren't.
A lot of y'all in the chat did try to hype up the first Depressant to me, and I said that game is going nowhere fast, and I was right. I was fucking right. I forget that free games are Jesus to some of
very
y'all.
diverse, largely the same types of guys in different factions.
Ball, gun, or free equals game of the year. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this is not for me. Like yeah. I would play it, but the MMO elements are kind of putting me off. Are you gonna play Dispatch or nah? Dispatch is a maybe. I gotta get through Ghost of Yote. I'm
Hey
like 50
everyone,
hours
I'm
in.
content.